is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis continuing the series. Another video that got requested was the Los Angeles Clippers, which I don't really blame y'all because this is the most hyped team this year outside of the Lakers because they landed Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, two of the best perimeter, if not the best, two perimeter defenders, especially at the wing positions in the entire NBA. And you got to add on, you got Beverly, and we already know this team is going to be crazy. We really don't know how good they're going to be because I was told that Paul George won't be ready to start the season. If that is true, it's going to take us a while to see the real Clippers because we know Kawhi got health problems, Beverly be banged up, and we don't know exactly when Paul George is going to come and play. And hopefully they'll be able to sustain winning, which they should be because they got Doc Rivers, a great bench and great players. And it's going to be a fun year for the Clippers. This is a year that I can't believe I'm saying this, and you guys probably can't either. The Clippers have the best roster in the NBA. And if they don't, they're in the conversation for the best roster. And for what I'm seeing, they one of the favorites. Like, when the last time we would have ever thought that the Clippers should be the favorites to win a championship? That just sounds crazy right then and there. I know they had CP and Blake, but this is on another level. So I think this is just a great thing for the organization. You got to give them credit. They got a lot of scrutiny, a lot of criticized. They was always down and talked bad upon. But for them to have the playoff runs that they have had and the relevance that they have had and an owner that has really put energy into this whole organization and is finding ways to build it the right way, family-wise, hiring people that get the job done, that are selfless and all about winning. And look at where they are. They're a team that a lot of people think is the best team and can win it all. Well, I will say before I started is I am a Kawhi Leonard fan, as a lot of you know. I picked him to win MVP the last 2 years, and I feel like this is a great year for him to really submit his greatness if he can do the following things: win a title and dominate the entire NBA. The only reason why I say that is we haven't seen Kawhi Leonard play enough games, and when he does, he hasn't had that takeover mentality like he had in the playoffs. Obviously, his numbers went a little down, but in the NBA season, you get a little bit of good, the bad, and the ugly with teams. So some teams he can show out on, some teams going to be competitive, and then some teams going to get up for them to play. So the Clippers are no longer a sleeper. They're no longer a team that's a laughing stock either. They're here. This is the Clippers. This is the situation that they're in. If you would have told me 5 years ago that they can land Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and still have Doc Rivers and add Jerry West, I would have called you crazy. But 5 years later, things have changed and the organization have changed. Their image and brand has changed. And I have to give them credit for that first and foremost. But when you look at this team, there's really no holes on this roster. One thing I always said, even when they made the trades and signed Kawhi Leonard, the biggest thing is that they just don't have that inside rim protector. That's the first thing I said when they got Kawhi Leonard. They have the perimeter defense. They just don't have that anchor in the paint that can really cover for everybody, make things a living hell in the inside paint. And it's already going to be tough to score because most of the NBA is predicated on outside shooting and having guards and wings. And you have the best perimeter defense that you can really build outside probably prime Chris Paul of this decade because Beverly is just that good defensively. So I love this team. I feel like they fit perfectly offensively because Beverly can play off the ball. He can run the offense when he has the ball. He can shoot spot up threes. He can get out in transition. Kawhi Leonard can handle the ball, play off the ball, defend any position on the perimeter. He has the strength and the size to play small ball forward. Same with Paul George, who is even taller than Kawhi Leonard, and he can play multiple positions, handle the ball, shoot the three, and get out in transition. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George have shown that they can take over games, get hot, and destroy teams on their own and break teams. These are superstar players. These aren't just some players that's up and coming. These are well-known stars, team players that have got to the Western Conference Finals. Kawhi Leonard made it to the Western Conference Finals as the best player on his team. Paul George made it to the Eastern Conference Finals multiple times and once as the best player on his team. So these guys can play. These guys step up, and these guys are amazing. And the best part about it is they don't really have offensively holes in that game. Only problem with Paul George is that his jump shot is very streaky. But when you have guys like Kawhi Leonard and Lou Williams, you don't need to be on every game. And we've seen that with the Thunder. Paul George didn't really have to take over and dominate every single game for them to win because he had Melo and he had Russ and Steven Adams. And at one point he had Russ, who picked it up late last season and when Paul George went down a little bit. So that's going to be something that's even going to help him out. He don't really have to carry the offensive load. And the reason why I bring that up is this is a team that they don't have to worry about that anymore. They have so much talent and so much depth that nobody really has to dominate. They don't have to, they will, but they don't really have to dominate that much. They can just sacrifice and just make the right plays and play off of each other. This team is very balanced. This is a well-balanced team. I said the same thing about Toronto. Toronto wasn't the best roster, but if you're picking guys that you'll go to war with, guys that you'll want to play with, guys you have respect with, and guys you know can lead as a leadership role, I can say the same thing about this Clipper team. The only difference is I'd rather have Paul George than Kyle Lowry as my second star. If you believe Kawhi Leonard, which a lot of people do, is better than Paul George, you have Paul George, and you have the other guys on this team that's clutch and can play in those supplementary roles. This is an upgraded Toronto team. But I think you have to have that in the Western Conference because the East isn't what the West is, especially this year. The West is so much deeper and so much tougher this season that he's going to need the extra help and he's going to need some guys to put their due in throughout the season and in the playoffs because it is a tougher hill to climb. But Kawhi Leonard knew that. So did Paul George when they got this team together in the summer. So they're really playing with house money. All the teams are going after LA Clippers or the Lakers. And they just got to be ready and prepared. Kawhi Leonard went through it with the Spurs. He went through it last year with the Raptors when he did play and in the playoffs. And he performed very well under his circumstances. But I love this roster. I love this team. I love the players. I love guys like Zubac and Shamet. I love me some Lou Williams. I love some Maurice Harkless, even though he's going to have a reduced role. And that's fine because he's a guy that if injuries come into play, you got a guy that can defend and make up some ground. He's not going to be able to replace him, but he's not that terrible of a drop-off as, say, other teams will have if they lose their players. And he's a guy that knows his role and he's willing to sacrifice and do less because he knows how to win because he did it in Portland. Sometimes he started, sometimes he got benched, and sometimes he had games where they needed him, and a lot of the times they just needed him to do his part. And I think that that's perfect for a team like this. JaMychal Green has been a role player for his career, but he fits perfectly for what this team needs him to be, and they're not going to ask him to do much because he's just a fill-in player that you can put on in any spot, and he'll be able to knock down shots, and he'll be able to do the supplementary roles that you need when the talent is out there. You look at guys also. Rodney McGruder is another glue guy that can defend and play multiple positions. You even look at Patrick Patterson, a guy that got waived and took less money to go to a team like this, and he's another guy that can play that power forward or center position depending on what lineup and who's out there on the opposing side and knock down shots and play off the ball and give space to guys like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Same with Landry Shamet, like I said, can give them space. They have a pick and roll guy with Montrezl Harrell who's going to really go out there and compete, play hard, grab rebounds, and you can say the same thing about Zubac, being able to knock down a little floater, finish in the paint, knock down some jump shots, and he's a guy that can have a better role because his job can increase. And when you play with other superstars, they take the attention off you. And that means he can just get the little easy, dirty work plays, just like Montrezl Harrell. The only difference is he has the size. He's taller than Montrezl Harrell. So if you have a team that goes big, you have that guy that you can put in there for that situation in Zubac that can do similar things, but also still have the size to guard people like Jokic, the Goberts, and he is mobile too, so that helps. But it's not too many things I can really say negative about this team because they pretty much got everything that they need to win. It's just about staying healthy. I think that's the only knock that you can really say because we've seen Paul George, Beverly, and Kawhi Leonard, like I said in the beginning of the video, miss significant times in a lot of games in one season. All they got to do is go out there and fight, compete for every possession, which they already do, and they should be due for probably the best Clippers season that we done seen in the last 20, 30 years. And that's not even an overstatement. This team is loaded. They have everything you need besides a rim protector, in my personal opinion. And that's just being petty. That's just trying to find something to nitpick. But when it comes to shooting, when it comes to playmaking, because Kawhi Leonard improved as a playmaker, so has Paul George the last couple of years. And when it comes to a guy that can get the best out of this team, the coach spot is there. Doc Rivers done won championships. He done went to multiple NBA finals. He has coached superstars. He have put players in roles where they have been expanded. He has put roles where people have to learn a role and stick with it. So he had put order in the court. And he gets the best out of the players like the Montrezl Harrells and the Shamus and the Lou Williams by just putting them in spots where they're comfortable, letting them get the shots that he knows that they can make and he's confident that they will make because he always watching how his players play and how they react, and he put these guys in a situation to where they at their best. And that's what a coach is supposed to do. He's supposed to know when to make the adjustments, when to call the timeouts, when to get his team going, when to get his team up, and when to, get the best out of any lineup that he has out there, and also allow the stars and the role players to play in their roles within the offense and defense and stay on the same page. And Rivers has done that. And when it comes to the GM, I have no complaints. They got this far. So that just shows you how great the GM and organization is. It's just about winning the title. Is they gonna make the playoffs? Yes. Is they gonna be one of the best teams in the NBA? Yes. But none of that matters if they don't win the title. I mean, you leave Russell Westbrook, you leave the team without even coming back in Toronto to do something special with the Clippers. That's the big picture. That's the goal. That's what we all want to see. And like I said, you're in the battle for LA. People gonna call me crazy for that, but this team on paper is better team-wise than the Lakers. The Lakers have a good role players, and they have two top 5 players, top 7 if you want to if you want to give AD less credit. But that's still a better duo on paper. But when you look at the complete team in depth, I'm going with the Clippers. And if I had to pick the team to come out the West, right now, I'm going with the Clippers. Because I am a Kawhi Leonard guy. I'm a Paul George guy. I'm a defense guy. I'm a shooting guy. I'm a pace guy. I'm a guy that just love great basketball. And they have the players to do everything that they need. So when you look at the grit, the grind, the screens, the hustle, the fight, the toughness, the never give up attitude, they have all that mixed in. And usually that's the ingredients for a championship. So there's not much they need besides a rim protector. Outside of that, I think they'd be fine. So let me know what you guys think. Is the Clippers the favorite? Should they be the favorites? Do you think they're going to flop? Do you think they can go to the finals? Do you think they're going to get beat by the Lakers? Or are you just surprised that the Clippers have Paul George and Kawhi Leonard in a loaded roster? If you would have said that 5 years ago, a lot of people would have called you crazy. But the Clippers, to me, have the best team in the NBA. I'm saying it. But this is reality right now. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you want me to do a particular team, comment what teams you want. I will do it in that order. If you don't comment or say what team you want to watch, I'm going to just make up a video because I want to do all 30 of the teams anyway. But the ones you want to see the most, let me know in the comment section below. Those are the ones I make a priority. Other than that, Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. And let me know what you guys think about the video and what you guys think about Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers as probably the best team in the NBA. Like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. I have many playlists. I break down rookies, I break down players, I break down summer league. I do cover the draft, and I got a mock draft up already. Not only that, I do podcasts, and I also talk about the game of basketball, whether it comes to summer league, free agency, trade deadline, buyouts, and also I cover top 10 discussions and stuff like that. So you like this type of video, you like the NBA, check out my older videos and my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching.